And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to game number 2 of the 2018 Canadian Collegiate Baseball Conference Championship Tournament here at Norbrock Stadium in Kamloops. My name is Larry Reed. I'm the Sports Information Officer here at Thompson Rivers University, doing the play-by-play of this game between the TRU WolfPack and University of Fraser Valley Cascades. Cascades coming off a 10-0 shellacking earlier today of the Okanagan College Coyotes. We're here in the top of the first inning, and as you just saw, it was third baseman Josh Birnenbaum singling to right field to get things going for UFV. WolfPack finished third in the CCBC regular season. The UFV Cascades finished fourth. The battery for the WolfPack: Tyler Hodder from Fort McMurray, the 3-time CCBC All-Star, just giving up a pair of hits here, as that was Colin Kellington. Hodder starting on the mound for the WolfPack. And catching for him is Connor McKenzie. Riley Jepson steps in. He is from Kamloops. Big. And actually, they intentionally walked him already, and why not? Because he was 2 for 3 in the last game, 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. So now the bases are loaded with none out for Dan Rogers, playing right field this afternoon. Rogers from Chilliwack, BC. Pretty vocal both sides here. Game 2 of the round robin is mentioned. Swung on, and it's a foul ball. That first game, Fraser Valley beat Okanagan College in only 7 innings by 10 runs. Also at the same time right now, over at the Canada Games field, it's the University of Calgary Dinos taking on VIBI out of Nanaimo. Strike 2 for Dan Rogers. Barenbaum at third, Kellington at second, Jepson at first. There's the hit. Goes home. That was Josh Schneider, who's playing first base. Rogers on the fielder's choice. Three to one for one away. This brings up Marcus Gregson, the designated hitter for Fraser Valley. Strike down the middle for strike 1. As mentioned, Hodder, a second-team CCBC All-Star. Tyler Moskaluk of the WolfPack was a first-team All-Star. Hodder and Dylan Ferguson of TRU were on the second-team pitching staff. There's foul ball to make it 0-2 for Marcus Gregson. Moskaluk, along with Josh Hillis and Vance Fode, who's the designated hitter today, were also first-team CCBC All-Stars. First game of the day for the WolfPack. On the outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Gregson dropped by the third baseman, or the right fielder, I should say. Run scores. brings up Brody Vogel. Vogel, the left fielder. Vogel 2. Actually, he was against Okanagan College. He scored a run, singled, walked twice. Bases remain loaded, 1-0 for Fraser Valley. Vogel steps in. Strike one. 1 out, 1-0 for Fraser Valley. Top half of the first inning. Game number 2 here at the CCBC Championship Tournament, a round robin. The top team from the round robin goes to the championship final on Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock here at Norbrock Stadium. Beautiful day for baseball. It's kind of clouded over here from this morning, but still nice and warm. Good crowd here as the hometown Wolfpack are taking on the UFV Cascades. The second and third place teams, by the way, after the round robin will meet in the semifinal, and that will go on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. here at Norbrock. Later today at 4, it's PBA against Okanagan College, followed by the opening ceremonies. Then at 7:30, it's the Wolfpack entertaining Prairie Baseball Academy. Ground ball, Como, and out at first for the double play, but not before Fraser Valley gets 1 run on 2 hits and 1 man left. 1-0 for Fraser Valley after a half inning. Bottom half of the first inning here at Norbrock Stadium as the TRU WolfPack come to bat for the first time in this contest. Game 1 for them in the CCBC National Tournament. Leading off is Josh Hillis, the first team CCBC All-Star, playing left field, to be followed by Liam Pilela, the shortstop, and Josh Schneider, the first baseman. The battery for Fraser Valley is second team CCBC All-Star Dylan Emmons, and catching is number 21, Ryan Green. Hillis takes a strike. Wolfpack again playing PBA in the feature game. 7:30 tonight here at Norbrock Stadium. If you go to the CCBC website, they will have live stats from the Canada Games field where the Mariners of VIU are taking on the Dinos of the University of Calgary. As Josh Hillis flies out. brings up Liam Pahela. First year with the Wolfpack, coming from U.S. College. Native of White Rock, BC. Takes a strike. 1-1. Goes over the head of the second baseman. And Rahela on aboard on the single. Brings up Josh Schneider. Schneider really hit well the latter part of the season. In fact, he had a batting average of 3.91, the best on the team. Rahela was second at 3.14, one ahead of Jordy Cunningham. Schneider batting out of the left side and takes a strike. Outside for ball one. One out. Fraser Valley leading the Wolfpack 1-0 after a half inning of play. Wolfpack looking to counter. Throws over to first base does Emmons, and Rahela gets the uniform dirty as he slides back to first. Count goes to 3-1. Rahela safe at first. Schneider connects to right field. Rahela will hold at third. So back-to-back singles have the Wolfpack threatening at the corners, and this brings up the first-team All-Star designated hitter from Bow Island, Alberta. It's number 57, Vance Fode. Fode steps in against Emmons. Gets a piece of it, fouls away. Counts 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 away. Runners at the corners for the Wolfpack. Here in the bottom half of the first inning, Fode up the middle, nicely placed hit. That'll score 1 run. So Vance Fode with an RBI single. brings up the right fielder, number 23, Cole Paquin from Saskatchewan, Regina, Saskatchewan, in fact. Paquin takes a strike. One away. Snyder at second. Fode at first. One away. Paquin laces it deep into left center field, caught by the center fielder for the second out. Third baseman Malik James from Ontario stepping in, wearing number 2. Switched his number, actually. Initially, James was number 6. Two out again. Runners at first and second for the Wolfpack. 1-1 ball game. Bottom half of the first inning. Over on the other field, it's Vancouver Island meeting up with Calgary. 4 o'clock this afternoon here at Norbrock. PBA, the 9-time defending champs. They will take to the field for the first time in the tournament as they will meet up with the Okanagan College Coyotes. Coyotes lost earlier today to Fraser Valley. 10-0. $14 hits in that contest for the Cascades. 2 balls and a strike to Malik James. James was an all-star last year in his rookie campaign. Ground ball taken by the shortstop over to first for 3 away, but not before the Wolfpack even things up with a run on 3 hits and 2 men left on. So after 1 inning of play, 1-1, Fraser Valley and the Wolfpack. Larry Reid back at Norbrock Stadium for the top half of the second inning. It's a 1-1 score between the TRU Wolfpack and the University of Fraser Valley Cascades. Steve Horner, the center fielder, starting things off here for the Cascades in inning number 2. He'll be followed, I should say, by the catcher, number 21, Ryan Green, and then Donovan Moorman, the second baseman, will bat third against Tyler Hodder. Hodder giving up a run and 2 hits has had some early inning difficulty for getting out of it. Rahela to Schneider. Out 1. This brings up Ryan Green. Inside for ball one. Green from Mission, BC, also plays infield. Two balls, no strikes. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike against Ryan Green. Seeing his first action of the CCBC Championship Tournament. Ryan West was the catcher for the Cascades last game, and Green right along the right field line for one away, or single I should say. There's one away. Donovan Moorman, the second baseman, steps in, batting right-handed. Again, for the Wolfpack, this is their first game of the TRU Round Robin Tournament. They are back in action in the feature game tonight at 7:30 here at Norbrock Stadium as they entertain the Prairie Baseball Academy Dogs. Moorman from Chilliwack, second baseman. Started and played the entire first game for the Cascades, which again was a 10-0 7-inning victory over the Okanagan College Coyotes. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out here in the top half of the second inning. Right down the middle for strike number 1. Potter checks the signs, over to first. And Green was over in plenty of time, lots of speed there for the diminutive catcher of the Cascades. Hodder delivers. Make it 2-2. Norbrock Stadium, a cloudy Norbrock Stadium, no wind, or very little wind. So the ball should fly out of here if someone connects it correctly. 2-2, the count remains. Hodder sets up, delivers, outside. Full count now. One aboard for the Cascades. Gets a piece of it. James bare hands it. Safe at first. Green moves to second. Fourth hit of the ball game for the Cascades to the top of the order. And third baseman, number 13, Josh Benenbaum. Benenbaum singled and advanced to third. Or actually scored a run, I should say. No, correction. In the first inning, he was out trying to score home. The bases were loaded, and Josh Schneider, the first baseman, threw it to the catcher, Connor McKenzie, and that was an out. So he takes a strike. This is Barenbaum with runners in scoring position at second and at first. Top half of the second inning, it's a 1-1 score. The Wolfpack and the Cascades. Count evens up at 1-1. Fraser Valley with 2 first-team All-Stars in Jepson at first base, Kellington at shortstop. Wolfpack with 3, Tyler Moskalek, the pitcher, along with Vance Fode, the DH, and Josh Hillis, the utility man. Count is a ball and 2 strikes with 1 away. Game 2 of the CCBC Championship Tournament here at Norbrock Stadium. A true 6-team round robin. Popped up and out of play. Just missing a car in the parking lot. Hodder looks for the signals. Big out coming up here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. To Benenbaum, makes that count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hodder steps back. Foul down the third base line, and the Wolfpack, a number of them have chairs. They're sitting outside the dugout. They all had to scramble to get out of the way as Connor McKenzie was charging to try and get that foul ball. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes to Josh Benenbaum of Fraser Valley. Swung away. Again, fouled away. Long at bat here as Brandenbaum and Tyler Hodder involved in a showdown here at Norbrock Stadium. Benenbaum gets it to straightaway center. Goes back and caught. For the second out of the inning, and the runners remain the same. This brings up Colin Kellington, who singled and eventually scored the lone run for the University of Fraser Valley Cascades. Adam Philman, by the way, playing center field today. Was able to gobble up that delivery from Josh Benenbaum. Colin Kellington stepping in. He was a first-team CCBC All-Conference All-Star at shortstop, and last game he struck out once and flew out 3 times and popped up once in that 10-0 shellacking that the Cascades laid on the Okanagan College Coyotes. Good crowd here at Norbrock Stadium. In fact, the Coyotes are in the stands here watching this matchup between the Wolfpack and the Cascades. Don't forget, we will have every one of the games here that is being played here at Norbrock Stadium webcast on the Wolfpack YouTube channel. And, of course, the Wolfpack website. Off the leg of third baseman Malik James. A run scores. Throw into first goes over his head. So, Kellington, RBI single. Green scores for the second run of the game for the Cascades, and Donovan Moorman, the second baseman, winds up moving to third base. So 2-1 is the score. Cascades, and Riley Jepson, who is probably the game star last game for Fraser Valley, along with the pitcher, of course, who was awesome, ends. Riley ends. Both outstanding in the first game and the first victory for Fraser Valley. 1 ball, 2 out. Riley Jepson, the number 3 hitter in the Cascades lineup, fouls it off. I've learned that Jepson actually played junior B hockey for the Sicamous Eagles in the KIJHL, but before deciding that baseball is his number 1 sport, taking kinesiology at the University of Fraser Valley. And connects hard here. Left fielder goes over to make the catch. That's Josh Hillis to retire the side, but not before the Cascades get 1 run on 1 hit and 2 left. Or 2 hits, I should say, and 1 Wolfpack error. After an inning and a half, Fraser Valley 2, Wolfpack 1. Back at Norbrock Stadium, where the TRU WolfPack are trailing the University of Fraser Valley Cascades 2-1 after an inning and a half. This is game number 2 of the 2018 Canadian Collegiate Baseball Conference regular season. Adam Philman coming to the plate for the Wolfpack. He'll be followed by Connor McKenzie, the catcher, and Zach Como, the second baseman. Philman from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Ground ball to the third baseman, out at first. So one away for Connor McKenzie, the native of Kamloops. The older of the McKenzie brothers, who both play for the Wolfpack. Reese is an infielder in his first year. Stepping in, McKenzie actually started his Canadian Collegiate Baseball Conference career with Fraser Valley before coming back home. Played for the Midget River Dogs, as did Riley Jepson, and a few of the Wolfpack players like Bryant Jamis, Lucas Lott, two strikes, one out, and actually strikes out does Connor McKenzie for the second out of the inning. Brings up Zach Como. Como, the number 9 hitter, and one of a few players who came to TRU from the program of the University of Winnipeg, the Westmen, who had a baseball team up until this season, playing in the NAIA, one of the American college leagues. There was a situation where I think they played 20 games and 18 of them were on the road. They had very few home games, and so the program obviously struggled financially. So a number of their players, when the program, nice bunt there by Como, and he's safely to first base. Beautiful bunt. It actually stopped in the grass. Couldn't ask for a better bunt, and that brings us to the top of the TRU order. And Josh Hillis, one of 3 members of the Wolfpack, well, 4 members of the current team. 3 members are graduating this year from a university. Josh, Jordy Cunningham, the other is Regan Gillis. Wolfpack with 1 aboard. And Hillis, nice hit to left field. And he's aboard on the single. Como advances to second. This brings up shortstop Liam Rahela, the shortstop from White Rock. Singled and scored the only run so far for TRU back in the first inning. Ball 1 to Rahela. Goes to 2 balls. Rahela's had a great first season with the Wolfpack. Second in batting average at .314. Also had a triple this year. Como at second. Hillis at first. And the count is 3 balls, no strikes to Liam Rahela. if he gets on Josh Schneider. Well, he will get on because he walks. Josh Schneider will come to the plate with the bases loaded. So Como at third. Hillis at second. Rahela at first. Wolfpack threatening to get the equalizer here in the bottom half of the second inning. Ball one. And just under the third baseman. Como is home. Hillis scores. Josh Schneider with a 2-run single. And the Wolfpack are out in front by a score of 3-2. This brings up Vance Fode, the designated hitter. 4 home runs. He was tied for second in the CCBC. And had 23 RBIs. Stepping in. Fode singled last time at bat, which was last inning. So 2 out. Wolfpack with runners at second and third, and they've taken a 3-2 lead here in the bottom half of the second inning. Fode again into the gap between the infielders. Rahela scores, and Schneider lumbers his way down to third base. So back-to-back RBIs. RBI singles have given the Wolfpack a 2-run lead, now leading 4-2. This brings up Cole Paquin from Regina, flied out to the center fielder last inning, and the Fraser Valley coach is out talking to his pitcher, Dylan Emmons. So Cole Paquin steps in now. Batting right-handed, takes the strike. Again, the Wolfpack in position to add to their lead, leading 4-2, scoring 3 times here in the bottom half of the second inning. Malik James on deck. Paquin takes the ball. Reaches for that one to make the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strikes out to retire the side, but not before the Wolfpack get 2 runs or 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 left. So the Wolfpack have taken a 4-2 lead over the UFV Cascades after 2 innings of play. We'll be back with the 3rd inning right after this. Back at Norbrock Stadium, where Dan Rogers was able to single. This brings up number 11, Marcus Gregson, the designated hitter, who was out in a double play last time at bat. Wolfpack leading 4-2 after scoring 3 times in the second inning. Count is full now to Marcus Gregson facing Tyler Hodder. Under the glove of Como, and Rogers moves to second, Gregson to first. Third error of the game. A charge to the Wolfpack. So is Hodder and McKenzie. Talks to Liam Rahela. Trying to settle Hodder down as, again, he's been giving up a couple of hits here early on in the inning. This brings up Brody Vogel, the left fielder. Vogel steps out. Don't forget, there's if you're in the Kamloops area and you want to come down and check out some of the baseball action, we've got 2 more games here at Norbrock today. 4 o'clock, it's Okanagan College against PBA. Ground ball out at first as Hodder gets it to Como. For the first out, advancing the runners, though. Stephen Horner, the center fielder, steps in. Horner grounded out last inning at his first at bat. Back to the games in the lineup. It's PBA, the defending champions, taking on Okanagan College here at Norbrock at 4 o'clock. That'll be followed by the opening ceremonies at 7. Then at 7:30, the Wolfpack are back on for the feature game of the evening against that same Prairie Baseball Academy Dog Squad. Again at 7:30. Action continues. Round robin play all day on Friday and most of Saturday. There'll be a playoff game Saturday night if needed. And again, the top team from the round robin will move to the championship final Sunday afternoon here at Norbrock. The second and third place teams will play in a semifinal earlier that day. In fact, it'll be 10 a.m. Sunday here at Norbrock Stadium. Despite the cloud, a beautiful day for baseball at Norbrock, as Stephen Horner, the center fielder, has a count of 1-1 on him with one away. So the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hodder now delivers. Chopped up and out of play. Goes into the metals bleachers here at Norbrock. Again, runners at second and third. Darren Moorman at third. Colin Kellington at second. Ground ball, Como bobbles it, and a run scores.
To the plate, number 21, catcher Ryan Green.
So Green steps in. Scores now 4-3. Wolfpack trailing, or went leading over Fraser Valley, as Stephen Horner aboard on the 4th error of the ball game for TRU. Second in a row, charged to second baseman Zach Como. That was Dan Rogers who scored, by the way. Moving to third is Marcus Gregson, designated hitter. So Ryan Green, Ryan Green, the catcher, who singled and advanced to third last inning, is making his second plate appearance. If you're following the sports world at all, major news here out of Kamloops in regards to the Blazers. As the right fielder misses the ball, Green gets aboard on the double. Gregson scores, and we're all tied up. As the right fielder, Cole Paquin, thought he had it, but he didn't. And they're calling that a hit. So we've got Horner at third, and Green at second. So stepping in is number 2, Donovan Moorman, the second baseman. He singled and advanced to third, and he is facing a situation where he's got 2 men aboard as the UFV Cascades are looking to go ahead. They've scored twice so far in the third inning here, and now things are tied at 4. The line scored thus far is it's a ground ball to the shortstop Rahela and caught by Josh Schneider. Big out for Hodder and the Wolfpack as that's their second out. Goes to the top order for Josh Berenbaum, the third baseman. Steps in. He flew out last time, singled, and got to third in the first inning. But big news out of Kamloops here in regards to the Kamloops Blazers. The Blazers have announced that Don Hay, their head coach, is retired. Their general manager, Stu McGregor, has been assigned to scouting duties with the NHL Dallas Stars, and they have also not renewed the contracts of assistant coach Mike Needham and director of player personnel Matt Recchi. So big news over in the across the way here. We're on the North Shore. Blazers office on the South Shore at the Sandman Center. So they were doing some cleaning over there on Lawrence Street. A lot of people being shown the door by the Western Hockey League Kamloops Blazers. And Berenbaum hits it right to the third baseman, and that does it for the inning. The Cascades 2 runs, 2 hits, and a couple of errors, and it's a tie game 4-4 after 2.5 innings. Larry Reed back here at Norbrock Stadium in Kamloops, British Columbia. It's game number 2 of the 2018 Canadian Collegiate Baseball Conference Championship Round Robin Tournament. The TRU WolfPack at bat right now. And the University of Fraser Valley Cascades, I should say, are tied 4-4. As the Cascades scored 2 runs on 2 hits and had 2 WolfPack errors, giving them 4 on the contest to tie this thing up. Malik James opening things up for the WolfPack here in inning number 3. James from Ontario, right over, a hot shot over the arm of third baseman. And he's got things started for TRU. Solid hit by Malik James. This brings up Adam Philman, the center fielder. Philman from Winnipeg, Manitoba. We'd like to thank his father for actually footing the bill for our new camera that we have been able to webcast all our WolfPack games this season. Thanks to him. Happy to have you along for the CCBC Nationals. All the games here at Norbrock Stadium will be webcast. So we've got 2 more today at 4 o'clock. It's the Prairie Baseball Academy taking on the Okanagan College Coyotes, and then at 7:30, TRU back on the field against PBA. Philman goes off the third baseman. The throw to first in time, but that advances James to second base. 1 out for Connor McKenzie from Kamloops, the WolfPack catcher. As mentioned last time he was up at bat, started his collegiate career at Fraser Valley, decided to come home, and has become, in the 2 years here, has become the regular starting catcher for the WolfPack. Dylan Emmons, the right-hander, gone the distance thus far for Fraser Valley, who got an outstanding pitching performance in game number 1 from Riley Enns as he propelled his team with a complete game. And the victory, the complete game only being 7 innings, as the Cascades defeated the Okanagan College Coyotes by a score of 10-0. Counts 1-1. McKenzie takes the strike. He struck out last time. Quite a decent crowd for a Thursday afternoon. Great hit by, nicely placed hit by McKenzie down the right field line. He goes to second base, scoring Malik James as the WolfPack have taken the lead. A great seeing eye double by Connor McKenzie. And the WolfPack have taken a 5-4 lead. This is now the number 9 hitter in the WolfPack lineup, Zach Como, the native of Maple Ridge. Como having a little bit of a difficult time today at second base. He's notched a couple of errors, takes the opening pitch for a strike. Solid player. Again, one of those players as mentioned. He, along with Tyler Moskaluk, who we will likely see tonight, I would imagine. Como takes the strike. And Jackson Dartnell, coming to the WolfPack organization from the University of Winnipeg Westman. All 3 playing in the NAIA last season. WolfPack up 5-4, 1 away. Here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. They are scheduled to play, and Como strikes out. 9, each of the games being 9 innings, unless it's a blowout like what happened here in game number 1. To the top of the inning now, or top of the order, I should say. Josh Hillis from Calgary, the left fielder, flew out in the first, singled and scored in the second. And the CCBC first team utility player steps in now to face Dylan Emmons. Over at the other field, it's VIBI entertaining, or taking on, I should say, the University of Calgary. I'll attempt to get a score for you as we roll along here this afternoon. Counts 1-1 to Josh Hillis. And actually, over in the other game, we have the VIBI Mariners leading the University of Calgary Dinos 3-0 in the top of the 5th inning. First game of the tournament for both those teams. Strike 2 to Hillis makes the count 2-2. Should he continue the inning here, Liam Rahela the shortstop, will come to the plate for the Wolfpack. Hillis steps in. Right down the middle and strikes out to retire the side. So the Wolfpack, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. So after 3 innings of play, the TRU Wolfpack lead the University of Fraser Valley Cascades by a score of 5-4. We'll be back with the top of the 4th inning in a few moments. Back here at the Norbrock Stadium in Kamloops, British Columbia, for the top half of the 4th inning of play. It's a 5-4 ball game. The TRU Wolfpack and Tyler Hodder leading the University of Fraser Valley Cascades and Dylan Emmons. Starting things off here for the Wolfpack, that's Colin Kellington, the shortstop. Foul ball now, and it's a count of 1-1. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we'll have PBA, the Prairie Baseball Academy, meeting up with the Okanagan College Coyotes, and then opening ceremonies at 7. And at 7:30, we'll have the Wolfpack back on the field here in the feature game against the defending champions, the Prairie Baseball Academy Dogs. Hodder delivers. Como scooped up. Over to Schneider for 1 away. This brings up the first baseman, Riley Jepson. Jepson, the CCBC's top hitter and a first-team All-Star at first base. Hodder delivers, and it's a ball. Como again safely over to first for the second out of the inning. So this is Dan Rogers, the right fielder. Rogers from Chilliwack. And he takes the first pitch. Rahela fires it to Schneider. 1-2-3 inning for the Wolfpack. They lead 5-4 going to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Stick around. Back at Norbrock Stadium here in Kamloops for game number 2 of the Canadian Collegiate Baseball Conference Championship Tournament between the TRU, and we'll have play-by-play of all the games here. This is Liam Rahela, and what a nice hit again down the right field line, and he stops at first base. So Rahela, who's having himself quite the afternoon, 2 singles now and 2 runs scored. This brings up Josh Schneider, and Schneider himself having a good afternoon. He's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs on a pair of singles. So the heavy hitters in the Wolfpack lineup, Murderers Row more or less, coming up here in the fourth inning for TRU. Rahela, Schneider, Fode, and Paquin. Schneider checks the signs from Frank Fisico and head coach Ray Chadwick. Steps right in. Outside for ball 1. The pleasant aroma of hot dogs and hamburgers wafting over the confines here at Norbrock Stadium on a Thursday afternoon. The few clouds, but a beautiful day to watch baseball. Here's Schneider, straightaway center for the first out of the inning. Good connection on that. This brings up number 57, the pride of Bow Island, Alberta. It's Vance Fode. Fode, a 2-time CCBC All-Star, second team last year, first team this year. And Fode singled, actually a pair of singles and an RBI thus far in the contest. This is his third at bat. Right down the middle, and Rahela steals second. The ball goes into center field, and Rahela skedaddles all his way to third base. So again, Wolfpack in scoring position, leading 5-4 here in the bottom half of the fourth inning of play. Fode with a ball. And now Fogue is intentionally walked. So Paquin, the right fielder, will step in. He flew to the center fielder in the first inning and struck out in the second. Here's his third at bat. Cole Paquin with runners at the corners for the Wolfpack. Takes the strike. Paquin chops at it with a count of 0-2. And then it was caught by the first baseman. This brings Malik James up. Last inning in fact, he led it off with a single and eventually scored the go-ahead run. So James.
Center fielder, number 21, Adam Philman. Center field.
James has walked to load the bases. This brings up Adam Philman. Philman has grounded out the last two times he has appeared at the plate, which was with the second inning and the third inning. So we've got Rehella at third, Vance Fode at second, Malik James at first, and Philman right back to the pitcher. That's going to do it. So the Wolfpack were threatening with the bases loaded, but unable to get a hit. They had one hit, and it was one error by the Fraser Valley Cascades. The score remains after 3 innings, 3.5 innings, I should say. It's 5-4 for TRU. We go to the top half of the fifth inning with the Wolfpack leading the University of Fraser Valley Cascades 5-4. Tyler Hodder continues to pitch for the Wolfpack. He has given up 4 runs, 6 hits, and the Wolfpack have committed 4 errors. This is Marcus Gregson, the designated hitter for the Cascades, leading things off in the fifth inning. He'll be followed by Brody Vogel, the left fielder, and center fielder Stephen Horner. It's Gregson. Ground out. The first time was able to squeak out a single right there to lead things off for Fraser Valley. So the tying run is aboard for Brody Vogel. Vogel ground out in the first and hit back to the pitcher in the third inning. Now appearing in the fifth and fouls the first pitch off. Hodder looking to deliver, and he does. Count goes to 1-1. Count goes to 2 strikes and a ball. 5-4 the score, top half of the fifth inning. Fraser Valley beat Okanagan College 10-0 in 7 innings to open up the round-robin tournament this morning. Safe at first. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Hodder hits Vogel. Brings up Stephen Horner, the center fielder. Made a couple of nice catches in this game and earlier in the first game for Fraser Valley. He'll be followed by the catcher Ryan Green and Darren Moorman, the second baseman. Should that happen, of course, because there's none out. Line scores here, Wolfpack, 5 runs, 10 hits, 4 errors. Fraser Valley, 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Hodder showing the bunt, but Horner doesn't do it. And we got a strike. Here's Hodder. Bunt. James over to first for 1 away. Runners advance. Nicely placed bunt. Hodder and James kind of looked at each other before James decided that he'll take it. So Ryan Green comes up. Green singled and scored in the second inning. Singled in the third inning, so he is 2 for 2. Effective number 8 hitter for Fraser Valley. Cascades tomorrow, they've got 2 games. 1 o'clock at the Canada Games Field, which is adjacent to Norbrock Stadium, for those people not familiar. They will take on Calgary at 1, and then right after that, they're going to come over here to Norbrock Stadium to face the PBA Dogs, the Prairie Baseball Academy. Counts 1 strike to Ryan Green. Green, a little check swing. It's going to go right back to the first baseman, and Schneider's just going to touch it. So again, a big out for the Wolfpack. I don't think Green really wanted to do that. But that happens, and now it's 2 out. 2 on.